Hello, it's Father Samuel Hakim with a word of hope for Sunday of the 8th week in Ordinary Time. Well, I preached on the Gospel in today's Know Before You Go, so if you'd like a longer video on the Gospel, I encourage you to go and check out our Know Before You Go series. But today, for a word of hope, I'd like to focus on the second reading. It's a wonderful Easter joy reading. It's from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, and he's exhorting the Corinthians to focus on what is that lies ahead. Focus on the promises of the good things to come. He does so with pretty intense words when we really think about it. When this which is corruptible clothes itself with incorruptibility, and this which is mortal clothes itself with immortality. So in here he's talking about the resurrection, which we are promised after death. Well then, the word that is written shall come about. Death is swallowed up in victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? Words almost mocking death. Death seems to be the ultimate end, right? How many philosophers and human beings throughout history have had this existential crisis in wrestling with what is coming with death. But our faith teaches us that Christ handed us the keys of victory over death in his own death and resurrection from the dead. So much so that death no longer has power over us. Sure, it might still be sad. Sure, we have reason to weep at the loss of a loved one. But we know that this is not the end of the story. Just as Paul encourages his Corinthian community so many years ago, so also his words of encouragement are for us as well. Death might feel final, sad, tragic, but we know that it is not the end because of what Jesus Christ has done for us, what he has given to us, not just in the good life to come, but even here and now. We have a foretaste of that resurrection through grace, through the sacraments. Each time we come forward to receive the Eucharist, we receive a little bit more of that immortality, clothing over our mortality. So may we come to acknowledge, appreciate, and accept this great gift of grace that Jesus has given to us. So much so that even death itself becomes powerless. And we hold out hope for the resurrection, the life everlasting to come. Have a blessed day.